Okay, hello. How is everyone? Welcome to Ayurveda for All Seasons. I have a feeling that my screen is frozen. Let me see. I'm jumping on here. Let me jump on one of these social media. Let me go onto the Facebook group to see if I can see myself. Hello, everybody. Hi, Gina. Can you see me? Let's see here. Oh, just saw your comment, Gina. I'm so excited to hear this interview. Yes, yes, yes. All right, hang on. I'm trying to see if I'm actually live because I see my screen frozen. So hang on. I'm going to wait a few minutes anyways to give everyone a chance to jump in, check your emails, get the link. Okay, I see. Oh, goodness. I understand now. I think that something's up with my camera. All right. So welcome to everybody. I'm going to check my camera settings here. It was just working a second ago. I don't know what's going on here, but let me switch over to this camera. Here we go. I'm going to toggle back and forth. Hi, how is everybody? Welcome to Ayurveda for All Seasons. Let me get my handy dandy camera. Oh, okay. I think it's working now. Yeah. All right. I think we're good. Can I get a thumbs up? Can anybody give me a thumbs up? We can hear you, but we can't see you. Yes. Okay. Now you can see me, right? Hello, Maria. How are you? Hi. Let me know where you guys are chiming in from. I'd love to know. I'm in Miami, Florida. I think most of you know that, but just in case anyone doesn't know, I'm from Miami, Florida. I was born and raised here, and I've lived in a bunch of different places, including New York and Chicago and California, and traveled a bit and been to India, actually, with Mas Vidal, who I'm bringing on today. Hi. Hey, Alexandra. Thank you for being here. All right. So I'm going to get started. Ooh, Gainesville. Awesome. That's where I went to school. And you know what? Mas went to school in Gainesville, Florida as well. It's awesome. Okay, cool. Very cool. So Ayurveda for All Seasons. This is such a special movement that we are creating to bring together everyone who has any kind of interest in natural health, in living in harmony with our rhythms of our body, which is also so closely synced to the rhythms in nature. And this is why I have brought Mas Vidal on to kickstart this series. This is going to be an ongoing series that we're going to have an ongoing conversation with different Ayurvedic experts. And every Friday, we're going to come in at the same time, same place to talk about how you can use Ayurveda to expand your life with greater happiness, greater joy. This is what we want. We want you to have a healthy and happy life. We want you not just to be healthy, but to enjoy it. So that means we want your mind, your spirit, and your body all to be synced up. And today is a very spiritually significant time, this period right now, because we're in the spring season, and the equinox, which started on March 20th, is now we're in that energy. So I'm bringing Mas on to talk to us about all of this. He's been doing this for a long time, and his specialty is in cleansing, among many other things. He's like a guru in herbs and everything having to do with Ayurveda. He's also a Vedic astrologist. So, I mean, if you've got questions, keep them in mind, and you can actually type them into the chat as we are going through. And at the end, if we didn't answer your questions throughout our discussion today, we will try our best to answer them at the end. But this is a wealth of knowledge that I'm bringing to you today with Mas. So I'm so excited to bring him in. And I just wanted to quickly say that Ayurveda for All Seasons is brought to you by 4 partners who have come together to join forces so that together we can spread the message of Ayurveda and bring this to more people's homes. So I hope you appreciate this. The 4 partners who have come together are Shankara Naturals, Shri Shri Tattva, Elements Truffles, and Art of Living Retreat Center in Boone, North Carolina. So we've really created this beautiful family where we want to spread the message. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues to join, because together we're going to be stronger. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Mas Vidal. Hi, Mas.
Hi, good morning. Namaste, everyone. And nice to be here and really be a part of what Annette's doing, which is so important today because this is about doing things that improve the world and improve the quality of life. Because today, so many people are doing things that they don't enjoy. And when you do and work at something that you don't enjoy, it affects your body, it affects your health. So, good timing. Spring is here, flowers are blooming. And so I'll let you start with your questions.
Sure. And I also just want to, for the listeners, I want them to know a little bit more about what you do. So I just want everyone to know Mas Vidal is an international speaker on the subject of yoga and Ayurveda. He, I think in his 20s, started the Ayurvedic or a yoga and Ayurveda studio in California called Dancing Shiva. And with that, he's been holding yoga classes. He's been doing panchakarmas. He's been doing consultations on helping people live healthier lives, and people who have chronic issues or mental issues or any type of stagnancy in their bodies. Mas has been able to help them overcome their issues. And he's been a great ally for many people's health, especially when you're trying to tackle it from a natural way. Sometimes conventional medicine is necessary, but it can only go so far and does not necessarily prevent the issues. So you have someone like Mas on your side who can really help you to understand what's happening underneath the surface. And that's what Ayurveda is for. That's what we're all here to talk about, Ayurveda and how it can help you. And so he has a studio, Dancing Shiva, that he had many years ago, started in California. And then he went and he did a private clinic in Ojai, California, where he did some more private work and started traveling more internationally. And now he's in San Diego, right? And you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing in San Diego and worldwide?
Yeah, I mean, I'm continuing what I started long ago. It feels like a while. But the basic gist of my work is really the whole thing. I'm a true believer of the whole system, the culture of India, the wisdom traditions. Ayurveda alone is not enough. Yoga alone is not enough. Astrology alone is not enough. The package is integral. It's a holistic package. And there are a lot of healing systems in the world today, but few are holistic in the way that these traditions that come out of India work. They really cover every aspect of our being. And this is what I continue to do. When I was teaching yoga, I really found that having Ayurveda as a part of it was so important because people were doing yoga, and what yoga was doing was exposing all the problems that they had, particularly physical problems, issues with their body, sleep, digestion, these types of things. Ayurveda is the branch of medicine and the counterpart to yoga that helps a person manage their body. That's where the whole story begins. You have to treat your body, you have to take care of your body as a very sacred piece of ecology, so to speak. It is sacred because it houses your soul. We're not going to be spiritual outside of ourselves. We discover our divinity within ourselves, but meanwhile, we have a society that abuses alcohol. Alcohol is accepted. It's something that makes people unconscious, doesn't make sense, right? You are divine, your true nature is bliss and happiness, but you want to take yourself away from that, right? Doesn't make sense. And we do a lot of things. We eat a lot of foods, we take a lot of medicines, we're drawn to pharmacies that are on every corner rather than where do we find herbs? Where do we find natural plant-based diets? Where do we find organic food? It's hard to find those things. It's not as accessible as it should be. And platforms like this that Annette's presenting and organizing are about a community coming together, sharing knowledge, and connecting to a source of wisdom that is available to us, because we're connected to the lineages, we're connected to the traditions that have come out of India, and this is what the world needs. America needs India. America and the world need these wisdom traditions.
That's right. And, the further and further that we get into the modern society, we get so sort of decompartmentalized from our true nature and from the reason why we were here, and really our true innate being, who we are, like the real identity. And I relate to that a lot when you talk about, America needs India, because America, it's so new, and it's creating newness all the time. But there's that deep rooted sense of who we really are, that we don't want to separate ourselves from that. And this is what India can bring in, is that really deep calling of who we are innately as human beings, as brothers and sisters, as really honoring not just each other, but Mother Earth and the whole ecosystem, which is the nature of
Yes.
the universe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, you can't deny that you walk into a room with people meditating and suddenly you feel very different. You can't deny you walk into a room with chants and devotional song and people feeling completely intoxicated with this connection to their heart, that experience isn't remarkable. You can't deny that when you eat good food and you're around positive people that live the law and practice the law of reciprocity, that isn't contagious, and that makes you feel very, very different. Everybody, you have to step out of your bubble. You have to fight against the machine, a massive media structure that is global, corporations that are doing nothing but trying to increase their bottom line, meaning put more money into their accounts. And they're doing that at the price of the quality of human life. And you have to begin to question the very purpose of your existence. What are you here to do? What is the purpose of your life? You cannot wait any longer. And the spring season, going to the topic of this forum that we're in, is a reminder that we are whole beings, right? You are not a body. You are not your mind and all of the chaos that moves through it. You're not your emotional nature. You're a whole being. And spring is celebrating that wholeness right now. You see it in nature. I do a walk every morning, bike ride with my dog, some trails. And the feeling is truly transcendental. You feel the aliveness, the flowers, the birds are singing. And again, it's a reminder that this is going on within you. Feel that and connect with that. It's a time to renew ourselves, right? We've always known that. We hear that about spring. Renew yourself. It's also a time to detox. Nature is cleansing. The winters are dark. It may be a little different in tropical areas and subtropical areas, but the sun is still lower in the sky, right? This is consistent regardless of where you are. The winter time, we change. There's a feeling that we get from nature. Get that. Feel that. Make sure you're connecting to that because it's happening. And realize that what we're doing and nature's doing is discarding the darkness of that which is old. The toxins that are within us that we accumulate during the winter because our metabolism slows down. It happens. If you don't realize that, something is not right in your body. Recognize that. Your metabolism is slower. You may have gained weight. You may have felt a little bit more depressed, a little bit more heavy. It happens. It's normal. This is the influence that nature is having. The sun is the most powerful planet. It affects all of us. The flowers, the birds, everything turns towards the sun. Realize that you have to turn towards your soul. Purify your body with Ayurveda, diet, detox protocols, fasting, maybe doing a juicing, taking specific herbs. All of these things can help a person, and you can get a lot of guidance around these things by reading simple books in Ayurveda, by going to an Ayurvedic practitioner. Annette's doing a lot of work with women in this regard. And also let go of the past. So there's both psychological detoxification that has to occur and physical. And it's not a one-time thing. You don't just cleanse everything out this year. Okay, that's it. I'm going to blow it all out this year. It doesn't work that way. Think of it this way. It's something that you have to do for the rest of your life. It continues year after year, month after month. You constantly have to purge and cleanse. And when you work with a practitioner, when you work with a counselor, it's not just a one-time thing. It's not a couple of sessions. You should think about cultivating a relationship with this person. They are putting countless hours of study, of research into understanding these things, and they become a medium for you. They're doing part of the work for you so that they can hand you that knowledge, that information, pardon me, and you're investing in them and they're investing in you. They're putting a lot of time into this. I tell this over and over and over again to a lot of our students in our programs, that develop a relationship with these people, because you are helping them not just as a one-time shot, but over the next weeks, months, and years. Be patient, be persistent, be consistent, and let this tremendous medicine and wisdom tradition work for you and really bring you a lot of benefit.
You know, and I just really love that about Ayurveda, because it is such a profound teaching that is so simple, but it's definitely embedded in the core of Ayurveda. It is not just like one blowout thing that you do. It is your daily regimen, right? It's that everyday thing. It's being steady, staying the course, not going to one extreme or the other. And it's a lesson that it's found in all of the core teachings of life, like, right? It's a universal truth. And Ayurveda really latches onto this. And I tell this to the women in my fertility community all the time. Like, it's what we're doing every day. It's not like one day you're going to do something and then great, now you're going to get pregnant. Well, how have you been living for so long, right? And then we've got to really there's a lot of unwinding to do, but part of that is continually staying the course and starting to live in that very middle pillar path, that steady path. It's not one extreme or the other. And we learn this from Ayurveda. Ayurveda tells us this and teaches us. It's this is part of staying in balance on a regular basis.
That's right. And everyone should know, when we're speaking of Ayurveda, I was just doing an interview for a new documentary in Ayurveda that's coming out. Ayurveda is not just for brown people that live in India and drink chai. Okay. Ayurveda is universal. The term comes from a language that was derived from that area, but these are universal principles. These are natural laws. Right? They're for everybody, right? And it's for us as human beings to cultivate this relationship with these laws and abide by these laws and practice these laws. Then we have more harmony. And for us, as part of a community, the joy comes in sharing these things, in talking about them, and feeling the connection. Hey, we're doing this together. The joy is in being part of this relationship with nature, right? And we love this. And as more and more people come into these circles and into these networks, you become part of a tremendous power grid, a community that helps empower you. Don't ever forget, you cannot do it alone. You have to remind yourself over and over again that you are being overpowered. Why? You have karma that doesn't typically support you. You have a society that doesn't really support you. And on and on.
That's what we're fighting against every day.
Every day. Every day. It's a huge machine that's out there. And Krishna said this, there's a famous quote of Krishna thousands of years ago. And this was during a high time in human, in the world. And he said, look, of 1,000 that will find me, 100 will follow me. But of the 100 that'll follow me, only one will ever know me. Right? So there's the ratio, right? Only one out of that 1,000 will ever really get it. And that's always going to be the case, right? Even though this is for everybody isn't ready to make the commitment and make those changes in their life. This requires discipline. This requires saying, I'm responsible. I have to take responsibility for my life. This is what Ayurveda is about. A better insurance policy is not going to save you, right? Some special medicine or surgery is not going to save you. You have to change the way that you live on this planet and learn and live in a way here that is sacred, harmonious, and reciprocal, right? And so this is what's wonderful about this topic of the seasons, right? We're in a season, right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, can you, from a global perspective, what is the significance of the equinox? And then what I'd love to do is hone in on some specific cleansing practices, because that's like your specialty. You're so good. I mean, it's one of many specialties that you have, Mas, but, and how we can relate that to the doshas. Which I know is a really big topic. But if you could, the significance of the equinox, which we've already set it up pretty well, and then specifically with cleansing practices, what exactly can people do during this time?
Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to give you everyone really simple things to recognize and understand. So there's 4 seasons. Those 4 seasons are connected to elements. The spring and the fall influence air, vata dosha, change. Got it? Yeah. Summer influences fire, pitta dosha. Winter influences kapha, water. So we typically do things in the seasons that help balance those elements, right? So can you do things for every season? Yes, I say it all the time. Create a mini retreat for yourself, a little mini cleanse for each season, right? Because we have doshas in different seasons. The seasons, nature naturally influences these elements. That happens. Second factor, what happens if you live in more tropical, subtropical areas? Many people do, right? We're drawn to warmer climates and these areas because it feels good to be there. So we turn to a more dual approach. In these tropical areas, we have winter, right? We feel that a little bit. It even cools off a little bit in the Caribbean. And then we have summer. So apply a dual season approach. So you have a longer period of winter, and then you have a longer period of summer. Now with this equinox, what this represents is the sun is moving higher in the sky. When did that start? In December. What do we call it? The northern course, Uttarayana. What does that mean? Your metabolism is getting stronger. So with that strength, nature's doing this, helping our body gain in its metabolic strength. We need to do things to support that. What are simple things that you can do? 1, once a month or one day, maybe 2 days a month, just juice. Do fresh juices. That means fruit juices, vegetable juices, and do a whole day of that. You can also include in the mornings, especially warm teas, hot teas. These are important, spiced teas, because they help cleanse the GI, the gastrointestinal tract. So this is really nice. So do the hot teas spiced in the morning. There's a special tea that we call detox tea. I sell it as part of my Ayurveda company. You can drink this during the winter, this detox, during the spring and winter. Do it as a detox for yourself. So drink this tea. And then do a day of juicing, rest of the day. Other things that you can do.
I'm sorry, Mass, did you say to juice one day a week or one day a month?
So either or, if you're feeling a little more toxic and you're feeling a little bit more kapha and you need to cleanse that and release that, because remember, we're letting go of the winter. Do one day. I did it for years. One day a week, no food, just juices and teas.
Mm-hmm.
If
solids.
If that's too much, just do 1 to 2 days a month for March, April, and May. That is a benefit that you can't deny. You will feel the difference energetically. And the simple thing you can do too is take what Ayurveda calls as the Triphala. It's a classic formula. It has 3 fruits in it: Bibitaki, Haritaki, Amalaki. These 3 have a natural cleansing effect on the colon. Take that for 1 to 2 months during the spring season. Take about 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams every evening after dinner for those 1 to 2 months during the spring. This is very effective. It really, really helpful. And it works for you. If you do it consistently, you'll find your bowels eliminating very regularly, and it helps cleanse the GI of excess bacteria and toxicity.
And what I want to say about Triphala for those of you who don't know is that it's not a laxative. It actually strengthens the intestines. So it's very good while you're taking it. You're really doing something to strengthen your digestive system, not just like eliminate because you're full of toxins. It's really strengthening as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it helps balance Vata, Pitta, and Kapha so that your digestion works as it was meant to. The next thing, very, very simple, and everyone can do this, and it is sort of the cornerstone of Ayurvedic longevity and detoxification, is massage herbalized oils onto your body daily. If daily is too much, I say be practical. Do it 2 to 3 times a week. When do you do this? You do it in the morning. When? Before 10 a.m. Between 6 and 10 a.m., massage these oils, there are different ones, onto the body, warm them up a little bit, and do a nice brisk massage in the morning. Drink your tea. Then what do? Practice yoga. Do a postural series. I have 3 practices that I developed for the elements, for the doshas. They're on my website. They're 60 minutes each. They include postures, strong pranayamas, because posture without pranayama is not as effective. The 2 have to be blended together. And I encourage you to explore those. Expand the screen on your computer, turn it on, and practice with me in the morning. I will motivate you. You will feel those oils promote sweat and start to detox. And yes, you want to sweat. Your room should be a little warm. This sweating action is crucial to detoxification and to your well-being. Okay? So, last thing I would say is simplify your diet. Without getting into too much detail, the diet is a huge area. If you're not following a plant-based diet, try doing that during the spring. Try for a month. Follow a plant-based diet. It works.
Master, ask for your website. It's morelifemarket.com, right?
Yes. So the Ayurveda website is morelifemarket We do have a special sale right now because it's the spring on all the oils are being discounted. So please enjoy that. I think that sale is going on for 3 more days until Monday. So I urge all of you to take advantage of it. These products are strong, they work, and I'm giving you very simple, practical advice that goes a long way. If you do this and apply it, it will work.
Yeah, and also there's another question in there, Mas. As a diabetic, I've always been worried about doing any kind of detox because of not getting enough protein. It sounds like I could do half days and be fine with benefits. And I think she's referring to the juicing. So maybe half day of juicing versus a full day. Will there be some benefit from that? Or do you feel that a full day is really necessary? What would you do in her case as a diabetic?
Yeah, that's a good question. In Ayurveda, the standard approach is to give nutrition to the body while detoxing. How do we do that? Well, we eat and include a diet. You can do a simple diet that is vegetable based. You can do a diet that it combines vegetables with rice, a little bit of ghee, and most importantly, spices. If you prepare your foods, simple foods like rice, basmati rice, and vegetables, choose vegetables. These are in my books. There's vegetable lists that you should eat according to your constitution, or choose 2 or 3 that you like and prepare them with spices, a little bit of ghee. That alone, with the other things that I mentioned, will work for you. You can still eat and do the detox by doing the yoga in the morning with the oil on your body and drinking the teas, the warm teas in the morning. This will still give you a benefit, and you got the food as a source, so you don't feel that dizziness, that weakness, that the effects of low blood sugar in the body.
And there was another question here. Can you type in the chat the name of it? And I'm not sure what it was referring to. It was a couple minutes ago. Can you type in? It might be the tea, or maybe it was the name of the website. Said 1 to 2 days. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, great questions. Type it in. If you guys have any more questions, please type in when we have Mas here. Let's get your cleansing questions answered. Oh, Triphala. Maybe it was Triphala. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly how you spell it right there. Triphala.
So I renamed that product to something a little bit easier. We call it Sama Digest. Sama means balanced digestion. So we do sell that. We have the herbs that we use are not just powders. We actually encapsulate them, and they're very, very strong because they're extracts. And in fact, for many of you, you don't need to take as much, right, when it's an extract. So you get a lot of benefit from that. Okay. So, and what the spices that I mentioned, I created a whole product company to support what I do with my clients, which is move them towards detoxification. The first step, as I mentioned, is the physical detoxification. But over time, what I recommend then slowly is work with the person as to how to unravel the mind and really undo mental conditioning, associations with emotions, patterns, all of these things. And that's the mental detox that comes through mantra, right? Meditation. And that takes longer, right? It's a longer process to work through.
And it's a long time process, a lifetime.
Yes, it is. That's right.
Yeah. And so, Mas, if someone were to take any of these, any of these tips that you had, which are excellent, and if, let's say, someone was, for example, very pitta, like let's take a look at the teas, would you do a specific type of herb for the dosha, or what teas do you think?
Yeah.
would.
So with Triphala works for all three doshas, hence three, Triphala, tri. Um, there are other herbs that I have prepared formulas that really help people specific to their doshas. For example, if a person is high in vata, we typically want a formula that is calming and grounding for them. This is why I created a formula called Sadhu Soma. We also have a very specific formula for detoxification itself when anyone, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, is going through detoxification. I give my clients, patients, this formula. It is called Veda Detox, and it includes very specific herbs that have qualities that have a scraping action, right? They help cleanse the GI. They help create heat in the body, Agni, so that your digestion gets stronger. So check that formula out, Veda Detox. And the general recommendation is to do 2 capsules 3 times per day with your meals for a month or 2 during the spring season. It's a specific group of herbs that helps to cleanse your body, cleanse the different tissues, blood tissue, muscle, fat, all of these layers from your body. And so you can use these. This is especially, the Veda Detox formula is especially powerful for Kapha types, right? Because this formula is more heating in general. And so very, very beneficial to look at that formula. And you can also send us an email, support@morelifemarket. Myself or any of my staff will respond to you and give you simple advice as to what you should do. So please send us questions, support@morelifemarket. You can also email me. I do respond to all my emails, mas, M-A-S, @dancingshiva.com or mas@morelifemarket.com.
Yeah, and I tried to type it into the chat, but for some reason, we're multicasting right now to a few different groups on Facebook. So I don't know, it's not letting me. I'm not sure if that's why, but make sure you are on the Ayurveda for All Seasons Facebook group. If you have not joined it yet, go there right now, type it in, Ayurveda for All Seasons. Thank you so much for dropping that in. There we go. So is that it? Morelifemarket.com/product/organic detox tea. Someone typed it in. Thank you. Make sure you go to Ayurveda for All Seasons. We'll be posting more information on Mas and all the other stuff that we have going on. But this is where you will get the goods. So make sure that you go there if you haven't already. Ayurveda for All Seasons. Look for it in the Facebook group. I'm going to have, I'll drop the link as well here to make sure you guys all have it once we're done. And we're going to have a link also for the spring sale. It's only available for the next few days, right? You've got that discount until, you said March 28th?
March 28th, yeah. I think it's a substantial sale, somewhere between 15 and 20% on the oils.
Awesome.
And they ship right out right away. And check out the website. Both of my websites have loads and loads of information. We have video lectures. There's over 30 articles on different topics. And there's links to other Ayurvedic organizations that I work with all over the world. So I want it to be a resource for everyone to spread this knowledge and help everyone become a part of a network that is trying to make this place, this world, this beautiful place, healthier and happier for all of us to enjoy. So
a little bit more habitable.
Yeah.
Right? A little more conscious. Well, I certainly appreciate your contribution to consciousness, to humanity, to making the earth a better place. And I appreciate you coming on to help us kick this off. Ayurveda for All Seasons. It's going to be a weekly conversation. We're definitely bringing you back on. And I just appreciate you for just, being at the front of this line and helping us get it going. It's very just very grateful. And I'm just excited to do more good things together.
Yeah, thank you, Annette. And I want to express to everybody, we can't do it alone. Help us spread this information. Become a spiritual motivator. Share these links with people. Help tell your family and friends about these forums and this community that is global. And us doing this all together is really, really important. Read the books, support the books. I actually have a new book that came out just a few months ago. There's loads and loads of information there about what I'm doing. You can buy that on Amazon, and support the yoga studios. We're all part and connected to different yoga studios. Go to these places. We've lost so many of them during the pandemic because they don't have a lot of money to support themselves. So let's work together, reach out, let's come together and come up with ideas to promote wellness, to build a stronger community, and to come up with creative ideas to, spread this through commerce and different networks like Annette's doing through her creative ability and her skills in marketing and all the studies she's done in Ayurveda. Very, very important. So thank you all. Please reach out, stay in touch. Let's keep this momentum going. This is a powerful time of the year. And I'll also say this, Jupiter moves into Pisces in the next month. I do think that this is going to be even more and more powerful for the world. I do think that things will turn for this war for the better. I don't see it lasting. There's too much opposition. People will not accept this type of behavior on the planet. We have to realize that we're all interconnected. This world is our global family. And Jupiter's move into Pisces will truly help this move. So very pivotal time, very sacred time for all of us to work together and look for more events. And I'm happy to be a part of anything you do. So.
Thank you, Ma, so much. And are you talking about that specific topic on like your satsang? You have it on Thursday nights, right? Is there a place we can drop in a link also for people to join that?
Yes, I have a podcast. It's called the Satsang Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it on Anchor. It's also on Spotify. You can find the recorded podcasts on my website. And so these are there, and it records live every Thursday, almost every Thursday, because I'm leaving to India. So I probably won't be recording for the next 2 weeks while I'm in India. But please enjoy and help me spread this message. Thank you, Annette, for being a voice and creating these platforms. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Om Namah Shivaya. Hariom.
Thank you so much, Mas.
Yeah.
And well, everyone, tune back in. Let me tell you what we have going on. Mas, you've been so wonderful, and I just wanted to say thanks for taking the time to do this. We'll see much, much, much more of you.
Yes, thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Isn't he fabulous? So we are doing this every Friday. Next Friday, we have Dr. Shekhar from Global Ayurveda Conferences coming on talking about cellular detoxification. So we're going to continue the conversation that we started today with Mas, talking about the renewal, talking about the cleansing. This recording will be here. So come back and check in on what Mas said. Any of the tips that you might have missed, just listen to it again, because it's all there, and it's all really, it's about the truth. It's how to keep the body healthy. This stuff does not change. We just continue to evolve and to take it in and to adopt these lifestyle practices the more and more that we're immersed in it. So if you come in and you just listen to it every once in a while, you're going to forget about it. Stay in the know, stick with us, sign up to all the stuff so you get the reminders, you don't forget, and you're showing up, and we're doing this together. Okay, so Thank you, Mas, for starting this off with us. I'm so grateful to you. We're going to continue the conversation with Dr. Shaker in 1 week from today exactly. Join the Facebook group Ayurveda For All Seasons, because this is where the conversations are taking place. So make sure you join, and we'll see you again in 7 days, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Can't wait to see you there. Much, much love, and happy equinox season. As Mas said, this is a thing that's happening now. It's in the next few days and weeks. It's not like it's just on one day. It happens throughout. It's like a transition point, right? As we're moving from the winter into the spring. So be part of that energy, be part of that transition. Use this time wisely. Much love to all of you, and I'll see you. I cannot wait to see you in 1 week. Bye-bye.